Hi there. Gonna take a little time here to hopefully show you today, if I can get my camera to focus here a little bit. Come on. There we go. We're gonna be working on an agate today, and you can kind of see this one in the light here. It's got some nice bands in it. The bands are right up here on the top. They kind of form a diamond triangle shape here. Let's see if I can get it all in focus. It's my first time using my camera to record a video, so we'll see how it goes. Also apologize about the background noise. I may unplug the tumbler while we work on this. But what I want to do is this side here has a lot of texture to it. So what I'm hoping to do is kind of grind it to a flatter face so that the bands show up a lot more clearly, and they're a lot more easier to see. And so to do that, I'm going to use my CAD machine here. I'm going to start down here at the low grits, work my way across to the higher grits, and I'm going to kind of show you the process along the way so you can kind of see what it's like as I slowly grind down my agate to make it a flat surface so it's easier to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this on record. It's going to be a little noisy because the CAD machine is not by any means quiet. And I'm going to put on my mask and get everything going. So we'll see how it goes. So get everything set up. Make sure the pump is on. I don't think it is. Oh, maybe it is. Good. So the water keeps the rock from overheating. It also keeps the dust from being too high. Each of these has their own little water nozzle on it. Keeps the water down, keeps the dust down, and then in the back of this thing there are drains that go into the pipes down to some buckets down below that will collect the wastewater. There's also a freshwater bucket over here that's pumping water up into the system. So that's what's going to keep everything wet, and I'm going to get started here. Great. Get the small stuff. Okay, so the first 3 wheels on the CAD machine are for shaping the stone, kind of giving it its rough shape. It's the part that I'm going to use to flatten the rock down on that surface. So that is what I did. Let me make sure this stays in focus a little bit better. Hopefully that's in focus. So what I did was I made this surface here flat so you could easily see the bands on the agate. Now, the first 2 are really what grind it away. Those are extremely rough feeling. This one's a little less rough, and it's got a little bit easier time holding the rock against it. The last one here, however, is when you grind against those first 2 wheels, you get scratches on the surface of the rock. So what I'm trying to do is with that last wheel is get those scratches out. So let me see if I can zoom out a little bit here and just kind of see if I can get the rock in focus. There we go. So you can kind of see now it's already starting to shine a little bit. You hopefully can see those bands really well down there. There's a little bit of rounding up here at the top that I may fix, but for the most part I've got this flat surface on the front, which is what I want. There aren't too many scratches. If you look really closely, you can see there's some scratches there that I really want to get out, so I might hit it with this a little bit more to get some of those scratches out. I may actually hit it with all 3 just to get this to be super flat. And then once I've got this shaped all the way flat and I've got all those scratches out, I'll move on to the final 3 wheels, and those are the polishing wheels that'll make it really shine and give it a glass-like surface. So let me get this thing started up again, get my mask back on, and we'll go from there. So for the last steps of the grinding process, we're going to go to, come on, focus camera. We're going to go on to these last 3 wheels. These are extremely high grits. This will take it from a slightly mirrored finish, which you can kind of see the light reflecting, to a fully mirrored finish, and then we'll hit it with a little bit of buffing compound and we'll take a look at it. So let me get to work. I think we're pretty good here. So I'll show you the final result if I can get it to focus. Let's see here. You know what? We're going to switch to manual focus and I'm going to make it focus. Here we go. So there's the final product. And hopefully now you can kind of see those bands a little bit better. There they are. It looks still a little bit cloudy in the camera, but I can assure you it is very, very Very, very polished, very, very shiny. Looks really, really nice, and you can definitely see those bands in there going up and around. And that is what I do to polish an agate. So I'll probably hit it with a little buffing compound, but other than that, I'm pretty much done. Let me zoom back a little bit here. Talk to you a little bit about the calving machine that I'm using. So, the calving machine is basically spinning wheels with different grits on them. I have all the grits labeled on here, from 80, 220, 280, 600, 1200, and 3000 grit. There's actually a polishing wheel on the side as well that I can use to give it an even finer shine, but I think for this one, since it's so small, I may use the Dremel and just hit it with a little bit of Zam, which is a polishing compound. And then the knobs up at the top above the grits, those are what I use to control the water being pumped up into the machine. So if I get too much water coming out on the wheel, it'll start spraying as it hits the rock, and water will start splashing out on me. So that's why as I'm polishing, you see me adjusting these, turning them on more, turning them down more, to make sure I've got just the right flow of water to keep the rock cool, to keep the dust down, but not to get myself splashed. So that's what I'm doing with those knobs. Obviously we have on, off, and then up here at the top, that's my respirator that I use when doing this. As you're grinding the rocks, even though the water's there, there's still dust and stuff that gets kicked up, and you really, really don't want that dust to go in your lungs. That'll do horrible things to you. So I wear the respirator while I clean and polish rocks. I've had this agate sitting here since our trip that I wanted to polish down, so I finally got to that. But I do have some other projects that may or may not come in the works. I've got a few pieces of jasper. I've got them all measured out. I need to hit them with my lapidary saw. These are really beautiful pieces. Again, I'll see if I can get it to focus in a little bit more up close. So yeah, this one's got a lot of reds and browns. It's quite pretty. So we'll see if we can get it to focus. And then I've got another one, the same colors on it. These are kind of dirty because they've been sitting next to my calving machine, but let me get one wet and just kind of illustrate to you what they look like when they're polished. So hopefully this is a little bit clearer. So yeah, you can definitely see colors in that one. Hopefully it's yellows, purples, reds. Very pretty piece of rock. I'm going to cut it into a cabochon shape, and I'll probably record that as I do it. This one here is, I think, green jasper. So it's got a lot of patterns and stuff to it. But it is going to be cut into a cabochon as well. You can see the shape's already there. I just got to hit it with my lapidary saw, trim it up, make it the right size, and then I go through the calving machine process. So got all those ready to go. Got several of them ready to be polished. I have a couple other stones that I want to cut and take a look at. This is one of them. The wife requested that I work on this one. Looks like an agate, not sure, so hopefully we'll be able to polish it down and take a look. Got a few others polished. So this is what that purple and yellow and red rock looks like. And I will again do my best to focus. Hello, camera. Okay, well, hopefully you can see it. You can see that it's pretty polished. This went through the tumbler. It was a slab I cut. And it's got the purple, the yellows, and the reds, and they're all in nice zigzag lines. And then here's another piece of that green, a different type of green jasper that's going through the tumbler that I may make a cabochon with as well. As you can see, it's almost got the shape already. I probably just need to put an actual shape on it, just grind it down to the shape, and turn it into a pendant. But anyways, so today's video is all about making this little agate shine. I think we've done a pretty good job, so I'm going to call it good. Thanks for swinging by the channel and taking a look.